Hey guys, it's Markayam of the Stuffington Press here. It's about 10:50 on 4/12/2016, and I imagine a lot of our fans are going to know the significance of that. We try to keep quiet about it here on the channel, but since nobody else was really planning to do anything, and it's kind of a big deal, I'm going to talk about Homestuck. Yeah, Wes, I'm going to talk about Homestuck. I got the sweatshirt on, everything. You got to deal with it, dude. Um, yeah, it's coming to a close. Is kind of crazy because it's been going on for so long, and Homestuck just is one of those things that you don't think about ending. I mean, obviously because it hasn't yet, but also it's just endless. It's always felt endless. Like it was the story that was just going to keep going, and I haven't been connected to the fandom like the Biggs and Paul have. I haven't been a voice actor for the collab or anything like that. I've just been a fan, and so this is just my perspective on things, my thoughts and feelings about it. Because wow, this is gonna be weird. It's gonna be emotional. It's gonna be weird. Just yeah, Homestuck is ending. What? Because I when I first saw Homestuck, it was I probably got linked to it through like Doctor McNinja or something, another webcomic way back in like 2009 or 2010, and Act One hadn't even finished yet, and we all know Act One is horribly paced, awfully, it's just unbearably slow, and that's actually part of the narrative. But at the time, I was just like, oh, okay, well, it's clear that this story just got started. It's got to be developed. There's not much here yet. Like I read it, it looks interesting, but okay. And so yeah, I just kind of left it by the wayside. And then later on, I believe it was in the middle of Hivebent, which I know that brought a ton of fans into the fandom. It's just kind of convenience that that's where I linked to it again, looked at it again. And I go to like the latest page, and there's all these like freaking weird troll creatures on the tiles, and I'm like, wait, what happened to like the doofus kid with the glasses? And that like curiosity spurred me to go back through and read everything because I'm like, well, how the hell do we get to all these aliens? What is this? And so yeah, again, joined the fandom about halfway through Hivebent and just been riding on since then. And it's been the kind of situation where the concept of MS Paint Adventures from the start has always been the fans are just as involved in the story as the creator. All the way from like the prompts back in like Jailbreak and stuff to where Hussey, the creator, started reining it in with sorry, the creator Hussey, even as he started pulling it back, doing more of I'm gonna hand pick commands or pick what advances the story, to the point in Homestuck where he was just I'm gonna listen to what the fans are speculating about and what the general consensus seems to be, but I'm also gonna use my own agency to tell the story the way I want to tell it. But that still meant that as you're just sitting on the MS Paint Adventures forums, I was like Ace Problem Inspector on that way back when. I haven't used that account in forever. To the fan stuff, not just the speculation threads, but the story threads and the art threads, and just everybody knew that to some degree you were helping to build the story, even if you never directly saw like, oh yeah, that's my comment right there. See, I was part of Homestuck, and that just meant so much to me that it was so fascinating to see this culture of, I guess, genuine curiosity and creativity. You know, Sky is supposed to be this big thing of creativity. It really was. It spurred so much between the art and the music and the stories. All of these people being told your creative opinion matters in telling this story, no matter how small. And people took it and they just ran with it. Um, for me, it personally it influenced a lot. My internet name Markayam is half inspired by the one like Trollsena that I made for this one story I was doing from people way back then. That was a long time ago. Okay, you got to understand. But from that, I wound up with Markayam, and part of making those stories and everything is I made these friends that I was at a point in my life where I was really struggling to find friends because I was in college. It was after all of my high school friends had either moved away or moved on to other majors, and I was like, okay, well, where'd everybody go? I'm still here, but everybody left. And to meet these people that not only did I have a common interest with, but we had a common goal, a common project to create this story based around this fandom. It meant a lot to me. It helped me get through a lot of stuff. Um, it even to some degree helped influence the career I want to go into now, which is online marketing. Because to look at fandoms like Homestuck, Team Fortress 2, even the more out there stuff like My Little Pony, and to see how the internet would latch onto these concepts and just spew out so much creativity and content. They gave Hussey $2.5 million when he wanted 60,000 because they were such genuine fans of this IP, whatever, that it sparked an interest in me of how do you cultivate that kind of thing. And, it obviously comes from being genuine with your fans, listening to what they have to say. So many things. I could probably write a thesis about this someday. I don't know. But, so for me, that's actually helped determine where I want to go in life because it's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in how people react to things. I'm the one always reading the stats on the YouTube channels, or our YouTube channel. Like, I'm always going to go, oh, hey, check this out. Here's what people like. Here's what they don't like. We should do this. And so, yeah, that's kind of helped me nail down what I want to do. And that, to some degree, is based on Homestuck. And obviously that's really cool. I'm very, very, I mean, yeah, it's been so long and there's been so much. I'm struggling to figure out what to say, how to feel. This is, man, people in the fan Skype chat, which we have for the vocal folks, if just I don't know, leave a comment or something if you're interested in joining. They were all asking me a bunch of questions about my favorite moments, my favorite characters. As far as favorite moments in all of Homestuck, I gotta say, the Flash. I think it's oh geez, it's either Ascend or Weird Vagabond Ascend. I don't know. It's this one where Dave's sprite has just been prototyped, and it goes to the battlefield, and it shows the chessboard where it's just the two kings, and then John's thing is prototyped. It goes a bigger chessboard. Rose's thing, and it goes to the cube, and then Dave's is prototyped, and it goes to the sphere of Skya. And there's this massive battle going on, everything from swords to airships and laser guns. And just that by itself feels like such a cool concept for a game for me. Like Civ or StarCraft slash Supreme Commander on steroids, where you start out with just such a simple positioning, but it balloons into this massive battle. And that's one of the flashes I always show people if I'm like, oh yeah, here we're talking about Homestuck. Oh, here's one of the animations, because it's relatively spoiler free. You can look at that and not be like, oh well, I don't really know what's going on here. But it's also just some of the cool concepts of it, and that's just for me such an awesome thing. I know it's not really story relevant, but that's what I liked about it. My favorite characters, 100%, John and Roxy. John, just because I always kind of identified with him. I know he's the closest thing we have to a main character, not really main character, but for me, I was also just I'm the guy who's always trying to like be friendly to everybody and um kind of be nice about it, but also be mean when I have to. I don't know. It's hard to put into words, but I identify a lot with John. And then Roxy is just fantastic. I mean, it's between not, and not just like the drunken shenanigans when she was first introduced, although that was hilarious. But she's always just kind of the same, like sees the best in everybody, is willing to do what she's got to do, even if she's got to fight past her own problems. So I mean, just again, like it's so hard to take the massive amount of characters that Homestuck has and say like, oh, this one's good because X, but not this one, even though they share the qualities. But at the same time, I don't really have a favorite troll, which can be strange because that's like why 80% of the fandom is here is for the trolls. Not only just because the zodiac, oh yeah, oh here's the one for my zodiac sign. Oh, yeah, I instantly identify with them, or oh this troll represents this subculture of the internet, and that's me, and so I identify with that. I never I never really latched on to either one of those. I don't know if it's because I'm just I don't know. I'm not a part of any of those subcultures, and I mean honestly, I'm a Sagittarius, so I'd get Equius as my. I don't know. He's but yeah, I've never really had a favorite troll. At the same time, though, the mayor. I know it's so cliche, but the mayor is he was always my favorite, even before everyone decided the mayor was the greatest thing to ever happen. I was just like, yeah, no, right, the mayor, you're catching on. He's great. Um, God, with all these memories and just the path that this thing has taken, all the way from like John messing around in his room with the capture log to then we see him fighting off all of those monsters as he completes the scratch, and he's doing that all by himself. From Rose writing the game FAQ to dealing with being Grimdark Rose to everything that her character's gone through, and then Dave and his slow dealing with his responsibilities and coming out from under the shadow of his brother. Jade. Remember when Jade was the mystical seems to know the answers character? And of course, this has just been like a theme throughout all of Homestuck. Is first it was Jade, and then the sprites and the trolls, and then Doc Scratch, and then Calliope. There's always somebody who seems to know more than they're letting on, and maybe they've got all the answers. And you can see it now. Now that now that it's gonna be over in about an hour now. Assuming he posted midnight. This is Hussey. He's probably gonna wait until like 10 o'clock tomorrow night. But you can really see where Hussey first said that Homestuck is a parable about growing up. And all through all the acts, you can see it as the characters, their initial struggles and how those struggles fall away. Nobody has to capture log anything anymore. Nobody has to strife specibus, or hell, they don't even have to like do convoluted things to talk to each other. They can just talk to each other. It's all grown to this point that not only are they characters that are very fleshed out and very experienced, but everybody knows these guys now. Like if you're a fan of Homestuck, then you just think of Dave, or I don't know, Nepeta, Carcat, Rose, Roxy, Dirk. And we may have been with some of these characters for a little bit of time. We may have been with them since the beginning. But they not only the characters are just so much a part of the experience, but also the comic itself. I feel has been one of the first pieces of content to really take advantage of the fact that it is on the internet. Between the flash games, the animations, the music, the changing of the background during the dock scratch stuff, all of this was feasible before, just nobody thought to do it. And along comes Hussey and really defines what comics can be, what the I don't know, what do you call a web comic, like the sequential image media storytelling medium, I don't know what it can do when it's on something like the internet. And and now we're at the end of it. Yeah, this is weird in that I don't know. Homestuck doesn't end. It's always that kind of thing that you're just like, "Oh yeah, well, we've got a lot more to go." And we'll get the answers, but surely that'll be way in the future, whether it be we're only on act like 4 of 6, or we're in the open bound era, or it's the Omega pause, or any of that. You're just kind of like, yeah, we've got more time. There's more to find out. There's more to learn, and it's gonna end with this. I mean, sure, there'll be the video game. There'll be the expanding of the suburb Homestuck world through that, but the main story ends here. And I don't know, man. It's strange because for essentially all of my adult life, I graduated high school in May 2010, class of 2010, and Homestuck's kind of been a part of my life ever since. I've gone through a lot of struggles and jobs and family and relationships and friends, but that was always kind of one of those things. You're like, oh yeah, no, there's a new Homestuck update. Hussey's done another like 24 panels because he does what he wants. And I don't know, it's gonna be different after the end. And I know that sounds really cliche to say, but here we are. Um, I'm gonna either add on here after the video with my thoughts once I see the ending, or if it's short, Act 7 in its entirety is short, then I may just put my reaction to it and have it in the background or whatever. But we'll see. I mean, this is Hussey, so it's probably going to end on like a 30-minute animation extravaganza, like fully voiced or something. I don't know. I don't. So in the meantime, sorry to ramble so much and just go on, but man, this is really impromptu and I got feels, man. We all do. Thanks for sticking around till the end here. We'll see how this ending goes. So, in the meantime, I'll see you guys, but here's the reaction. So, there you go, guys. That's it. That's the update.
Sure was.
I've got Biggs here, by the way. Say hi,
Hey,
Biggs.
hello. I'm Biggs.
He's Biggs. I'm Mark. We just saw
Hello.
Act 7 of Homestuck.
Yep, all one page of it.
Yep, that sure was a page.
Sure was one whole page of Homestuck.
Well, we did it, dude. We
Yep,
we got to
we
the
won.
end.
We won Homestuck.
We won Homestuck.
We won, man. But at what cost?
At what cost?
At what
Um,
cost? I saw a post on Tumblr just a few minutes ago that said the real ending to Homestuck was while you were playing the video, a bot was collecting info from your computer, and Hussey has our address to come to each of our houses and just punch us.
that's fair.
Yep,
That's fair. It's got a
we've
lot of
been
houses to visit.
we've been had, folks. We have been collectively owned.
That or installed a small Trojan that in a couple weeks you'll find a simple shortcut on your desktop labeled suburb.
Yeah. Or hear me out. Same idea as yours, but instead of it being suburb, it's a virus that's just little Cal, and at random intervals, he will jump scare you on your desktop with the laugh and everything.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's also fair.
We've been had, folks.
Man, you remember that fan theory way back when of like Hussey was a suburb survivor and he was trying to like prepare us.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a good one.
but yeah. Anyway, onto the Flash.
Yeah, the
What
9 minute flash.
what little there was. Hey, it was fully animated for one thing. That
It
was
was fully animated. Like I'm not saying yeah 9 minutes. Like that like completely fits in with what he said was gonna be. Like he said that there was gonna be 30 minutes of like animation flash in the ending of Homestuck, and we got a 20 minute one from
we
the last
did.
one, and this one was the last 9 minutes.
I admit I was kind of holding out for some
Like a
of
super
his,
long ending.
well, more of just some of his like Earthbound roots. Like something
Yeah.
happens at the end where we as a community had to like do something to help them beat Lord English to win.
Yeah, but that would have
Something
been a
like
lot of
that.
work too.
Oh, yeah, like the rest of it hasn't been a lot of work.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, I feel like Hussey just kind of wanted to clock out.
Yeah, yeah, and I can understand that. I mean,
I'm finished with
it's
all you fucks.
I'm so disappointed in all of you. Get the fuck out of my website.
Get, get the fuck out of my house.
Oh, jeez. I
Right.
mean, yeah, I feel like stuff could have been more resolved, or like, I don't know. There might have been some storylines, I guess, that I wanted to see more wrapped up.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like if it were anything else, I'd say that the ending felt rushed. But then again, it's been 7 years.
Yeah, I feel
But
like I
at
feel
the
like
same time, it kind of feels like it was rushed.
yeah, I feel like all the time that we spent flying down tunnels and stuff like that could have been spent for even just a couple of frames to fulfill some storylines or do
Right.
something else, you know?
The animation was beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, it
It was
was
super cool,
really cool.
but I don't know. I just feel like super underwhelmed.
Yeah, I guess too is that the whole all through Homestuck there was always this sense of what's next, what else are we gonna learn, what crazy shit's gonna overdo our expectations and overturn them, and suddenly, oh yeah, that's old hat. We were worrying about that 20 panels ago, but now suddenly it's this.
Right, yeah.
And everything about, Collide and this just felt very
Different.
different and expected, I
Hmm.
guess. Like there was nothing else as the final like twist or surprise or oh
Right.
yep, there goes Homestuck doing that shit again.
Right, yeah.
So, which I mean that it's got its positives and negatives. Like, sure, we can only add so many more loose threads to this monstrous tapestry that is Homestuck.
Right, yeah.
But at the same time, like, come on, just one more for old time's sake.
Yeah, like I
Some
don't know,
wacky out of left field.
when it was over, I like saw the next page button on the bottom and I'm like, "Oh, maybe there's something else." Like it I don't know, it just felt unfinished.
Yeah, like what happened to the Hussey character?
Yeah, what happened to him?
He,
And like you were saying earlier, the Gamzee that got caught in the jackhead black hole might have been when he went back and raised Calliope and Caliborn, but like
Right.
I don't know, there's so much you can infer from that 9 minute animation, but there's also so much that feels so undone. It feels like there's so many loose ends.
Yeah, and again, I feel like I'm not to disparage the people that made that
No, not at all.
fantastic animation.
Yeah, it was good.
But I feel like if you had maybe devoted half as much runtime as they did to going through tunnels and flying through clouds and stuff with the tadpole,
Right, yeah.
you could have used that to show other things and wrap things up.
Right.
It's it does. I mean, it did just kind of feel like a yep, okay, there's your ending. Get out of here.
Yeah. There's the door, literally.
And I
Now
don't know
get
if
out.
we're gonna have to go back and like zoom in on the third pixel of a horse's ass somewhere in Homestuck to find like the hyperlink to an additional ending.
Right, or it'll just be a super tiny version of the B movie script and we'll have been
God,
had again.
of course. There's gonna be like a sweet bro and hella Jeff that explains everything. I don't know.
Probably. God damn. But like it's I don't know, it's not it's hold on, let me form my words here. Uh
It's kind of like we got what we knew what we were getting.
right, we knew we were gonna get the ending of Homestuck, and there it was. Sure was an ending.
That yeah,
But
that's the end. There we go.
it's just a lot of the stuff in the Flash was like unexplained. Like, what the fuck happened to Lord English when Vriska brought out that big white door? Why did the kid's red door turn into a white door when she brought out the white door for him?
Yeah.
Like, what sort of shit does that imply?
Like,
Because
is that
I mean,
supposed to be like exiting the I want to say like the loop of everything,
maybe
since
since when John went through it, like put his hand through it or whatever, he got like un unstuck from the time continuum or whatever. So maybe
right.
I guess maybe it like took them to a place where Lord English couldn't follow.
Well, plus that was I mean, I feel like that kind of the door was what gave him such control over the entire story loop, I want to say, because you have the two versions of the Alpha Kids world,
Right, yeah.
the two versions of the Troll world,
Hmm.
and in a semi sort of sense, like whatever the hell was going on with the Calliope Caliborn world,
Right, yeah.
and Lord English stretching all across that from the point that he got his powers there in the Flash being the end of his quest. Lord
Hmm.
English, he's already here.
Right, yeah.
He's the Lord of Time. He's established himself across the entire thing. That point with the white door, I guess, was where he lost those powers.
Right, but there was nothing like there. I don't know because the whole thing is he closed up his ending door in the box, but he didn't get his powers until he destroyed his clock,
Right.
which I assume was kind of his quest bed or whatever.
Well,
And
I mean, it's what
once he destroyed it, he gained all those ridiculous powers.
that was like the thing that determines if you die or not.
If you die or not, and
And he hit it with the crowbar that disables
disables
shit artifacts.
time related shit. Yeah,
So he like permanently destroyed his way of dying.
right. Yeah,
But then, well, like you were saying, what was going on with the door, and again, just like there's go through and like I'm not asking for like a where are they now segment, but like
no, because like we already got that sort of in the Flash where it shows them all on an Earth-esque world
yeah, for like 5 seconds each.
for like
Like,
5 seconds. Yeah,
did Dirk just play soccer forever? Is that all he did?
Dirk
That's all
plays
we
soccer.
saw him do.
I think I feel like he does play soccer forever.
That's it. That's all they do is just play
That's his
soccer in that one spot because we didn't learn anything else.
right. Yeah.
So I'm happy that the mayor got his can town
Yeah.
and
Yeah. He got a huge can town, but how did they fill it with so many carapace people?
well you see
Well, you see, when one carapace loves another carapace after throwing rings
you don't know about the
into a mountain.
you
Have
don't know
you
about the
even
chess
seen
rule.
Lord of the Rings?
Do you not know about the chess rule where when the two pawns are left on the board and both kings and queens have been eliminated, most of the other pieces are everywhere, then you're allowed to just bring in whatever pieces you want.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the rule.
Chess rules. That's the rule. Have you even played a chess?
Apparently not. I mean, I've played three-way
Apparently.
chess before.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember. You fucked me over. I'm still salty about it.
Oh, there's the salt. It's an official Stuff Press video now.
God damn it. Fuck you. Why? Why'd you bring that up?
So yeah, guys, welcome to the close of Homestuck. It's certainly not going
Welcome
to
to the
be. Oh,
welcome
what?
to the world post Homestuck.
Yeah.
It's good here. Honestly, whatever the fuck happens, if this was the true ending, fuck it. I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah. It's been a ride, but it's time to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride.
I've been on this ride for 5 years.
Same.
5 long years.
Here we are.
And on one hand, I'm super grateful for like Homestuck because it got me into voice acting and ultimately into, this whole Let's Play thing.
Mm-hmm.
So on the one hand, that was great and it helped me realize my dreams. But on the other hand, holy fuck.
That's it.
That's it.
The wild speculation of the past, the fanatic theorizing over every update,
Oh yeah,
the
blade kind eyewear.
the wondering who everybody's names are gonna be,
Yep.
how the session's gonna end, who this acts mysterious person who knows more than they should is gonna react to things.
Yep.
It all hints here, guys. Feel free to let us know in the comments below. Like, what was the most impactful thing for you from the entire Homestuck experience? Whether it's a friend or an event or whatever, however this experience that we've all been through, how's that impacted you? Let us know in the comments below. If you're not really a fan of Homestuck, don't worry. This is probably the only video we'll ever make of it. And honestly, I'm surprised you stuck around this long.
Yeah.
But
If you don't like Homestuck, why did you even click on this video?
I mean, sure, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, let's listen to these losers talk about Homestuck. Why not?
Or if you don't have like at least a passive interest in Homestuck like I do.
Yeah, yeah. So in the meantime, guys, we got more videos coming for you.
Maybe.
Maybe now that we're not so distracted with, oh gosh, how Homestuck end? Oh no. Yeah, 'cause that's totally what's been holding us back from making more videos.
Oh God.
But yeah, let us know what you think, guys. That's it. It's over.
Later,
Homestuck,
fuckers.
Homestuck's over, and so is this video. Bye, everybody.
Oh.
We're getting hussied now, huh?
Ah!
We're getting hussied.
Right now, this is the point where we've been hussied.
We're getting hussied because he says there's gonna be an epilogue.
Like, he made that edit later on purpose.
Of course he did.
That fucker. Like, if he had added it when he put up the post, everyone would have been like, oh, all right. But now that it's like an hour later, people have had time to reflect on the fact that, oh man, Homestuck is going to be over forever. and then he adds this, and then they're like, God fucking damn it, just like I'm doing right now.
There's gonna be an epilogue.